Okay, hello everyone. I think what I would like to do for this video is talk about VRT stock that I recently took a stab at, and it's a really good example of what a low risk entry looks like. Um, I think you hear a lot of traders talk about low risk entry, um, but I really believe it's very loosely defined, and it's really not clear a lot of them what they mean by low risk entry. I've made a video a few weeks ago on Melly and how I waited patiently for a low risk entry to develop on that stock. And VRT is another example of another one, and the patience that you need to have to sit and wait for these entries, and keep FOMO in check and just let the stock set that for you. But you have to know what you're looking for. And you're not gonna know that overnight. You're not gonna know that from one example and two and three. You would need hundreds and hundreds of examples for that to register in your brain and be able to jump out at you, or even just know what you're looking for and sit and wait. So um, that's what I want from my channel to be, is educational and help you guys grow over time. There's no overnight um, success in the market. You have to put in the time, you have to put in the effort, you have to put in the study. So this is an example um, that you can add to the list of examples that you have. So let's dive in on VRT, and we'll discuss multiple concepts here as we are going through the setup, because there's a lot to learn from this chart. Um, so let's exit out of here and head into the disclaimer. As always, this is for educational purposes only, um, not recommendation to buy and hold any securities that we discuss. Let's jump into MarketSmith first, and like always, take a look at the weekly and some fundamentals. Obviously, um, this is the strongest stock right now in the market. Um, a leader from both RS perspective. You see how this is just absolutely um, just up 99 rating, the highest that you can get. Um, you notice I have the green line on here as well. I have the green, I have the blue. The blue is against the market, relative strength against the market, the green against the group. And if you open up and look at the group here, you'll see VRT is number one from an RS perspective right here. And then it is number one from composite. So it's really leading the group from that perspective. Um, this is obviously a deep drop, and we'll take a look at that more details in TradingView. It's 70+%. And then it really kind of put in this stage one base. This is a quick stage four, stage one, and then breaks out over here. It never really, I think it sets up, this is potentially high tide flag, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But it never really, I mean, this is just paused for 2 weeks, extremely, extremely strong, and then just rocketed on earning as well. Very hard to buy here, especially with the way the market has been. Um, and then really just kind of pause it in another 2 weeks, tried to go back up, and now it's pulling back with the market. Um, blue volume. Um, Nothing really alarming on the selling side, and we'll take a look at that in TradingView on the daily to show that a little bit more. But the growth on the yearly earnings is just off the chart. And then you have your growth here, and then your sales. Okay, sales are not off the roof, but they're consistent double-digit sales. But price performance wise, the stock is absolutely a monster. Okay, so looks good from that perspective. Let's take a look at TradingView and dive into the details of the setup. Okay. What I want to do, I kind of want to walk you guys through why I have what I have on this chart and how I use it, because everything I have on here has a reason. And hopefully that would give you really good grasp of how I look at charts. First and foremost, this is deep, right? So this is 73% drop. Growth stock, just a huge gap here. Big warning sign, but this is why this just took forever to get back on and start its run. But I want to show you the clues that this was giving as it is trying to bottom and get back in stage 2 uptrend. Okay. And that's really the clues that I look for. So let's start with unbalanced volume. More often than not, when you start seeing new highs before price on the unbalanced volume, that marks the bottom of the stock. Not always. There's nothing certain and always in the market. I'm trying to get my vertical line here. So I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna put that here. Okay. That's when you start seeing the first time you see new high before price on unbalanced volume. And that really just showed up a little bit just after the bottom, right? So from here, from the drop here, the high, all the way down, you see 0 new high before price or new high on unbalanced volume. And the stock only bottomed when volume preceded the stock. So volume is making higher highs before the price. So that put in the bottom, that's a good sign. I'd like to see that in if I'm trying to really bottom fish on something that's just early turn, I would like to see that. That's a good indication that potentially this is a low for the stock. And we're potentially sometime soon are going to start getting into that stage 2 uptrend. And I'm trying to get in early on that stage 2 uptrend. So I have to see that. Okay, so check, we have that. Okay. The other thing that you started to see on this chart, I'm going to delete that here just to keep the chart clean. You're starting to see the stock outperforming the market consistently. So you have 3-month RS, and then you transition from 3 months to 6-month RS, and then again 6-month RS, and then from 6-month you ultimate transition. Whoop, I don't know what happened there. We'll do Control Z, and then you ultimately from 6-month you transition to 12-month RS, which is the circle. Okay. So that's another indication. So the market outperforming the market 3 months, 6 months, the pluses, circle 1 year. Okay. So that's another positive here. Okay. That's great. You also see that for the most part, you see the unbalanced volume here. For the most part, it's blue. Okay. It's not gray for the most part, because if you look at a drop here, it's a gray, yellow, and red. Gray, yellow, and red are selling pressure. Okay. And then blue and the other colors. So if we double click on that, blue, cyan, green, and orange are all buy-in pressure. So you see that after we bottomed here, for the most part, we have buy-in pressure going on that it during the building of the base. Okay, that's another positive of the stock. And now the clues start accumulating more and more. Okay, so here, right after earning, you have the highest volume in a year. Okay, that is a character change. You look at the stock here since it topped, since it topped. This is the highest accumulation day since the stock topped, and it's on earning. So here's where you will start really watching this very closely. I do not know why I missed this here. I just do not know why. But this was a beautiful setup. After earning, just going sideways and then moved up. Multiple unbalanced volume high before price. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's just I don't think I've seen 10 before. And then huge character change, dry up in volume. No one is selling the stock. That is an absolute beautiful setup. You have an early turn, and now you're turning into 4-month, 200-day SMA in uptrend. That's the cyan color, right? And then you have this base building cup with handle. So beautiful setup. I don't even think that stock was on my list for whatever reason. I'm not sure what that was, but I I I never traded it. So let's go back. Right. So then you get your another huge gap. This is the new volume indicator enhancement that I did. The brown color is most up volume ever. So that's another sign that this is being accumulated left and right. And then after that, for 2 days, pocket pivot, 10-day pocket pivot. Lots and lots and lots of demand. And this was on my list here. I think that's where grabbed my attention, and it made it to my list. But it really never gave you an option to come in and get into the stock. It was extremely hard, difficult for me to buy it that way. I mean, this is what you were looking at. And that just looked extended. And I just don't buy them extended like that. And that sometimes you just miss them. So this kept going and going and going and going and going. And it really never gave you, potentially you could have bought it back to the 20 MA. But that was coming up into earnings right here. And then it's really short. There's nothing here for me. I normally don't trade those after they come up that much. I need them to build a base or build a flat base at least for 5 weeks. 5 weeks. And then again, more buying and earning right here. Another um, biggest or largest up volume ever. So more demand, more pocket pivots after. And then it eased now into this pattern. Okay. You could potentially have bought it here, and I was almost gonna buy it here. Coming back out right here. So let me do that here quickly, show you what I was looking at. This was looking okay. I almost bought it here. I don't remember what was going on and why I didn't, but this is kind of viable in this area here. Okay. But anyway, we didn't buy it, and I kept watching, watching, watching. And now this is the pullback that I start getting really, really, really interested in. And here's why. If you look at this stock, it went blue here on outperforming the market, and it stayed all the way until today and doing new high, new high, new high before price, new high for arrests. Similarly for volume pattern, I mean, it's screaming supply, and I'm trying to get on this stock. And now it gave you this pullback with the market, right? So here's the market pulling back, and here's the stock pulling back with the market exactly. And you can see it's still outperforming the market with its pullback. Okay. So I'm extremely interested in this. I want to get on it. And this was the chance right here. This was your entry. I'm going to put an arrow on here. This was your day. and my entry was the trigger above the high right here. Okay, and let me try to explain. Let me try to explain why this was interesting to me. Um, Look at the volume on this pullback with the market. Look at this. I mean, this is as ideal and as model stock would look like. Just absolutely gentle selling, volume dry-in, pocket pivots on the pullback, OBV green, which is extreme, strong buying pressure, and then just gentle pullback. And where is it pulling back? That's the key, right? Where is it pulling back? It's pulling back to a support area. I have it drawn here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get that as a line. And here's your area trying to continue to move up. You kind of come back down, you go back up. Is support, support. And then here is your just quiet day that can give you that low risk entry right on the 10-week MA. I mean, if I zoom in, this is closed right below that, and this small candle held right above the 10-week MA. See that gray, the gray stair stepping? That's the 10-week MA. So I'm buying this. Where is my stop? Okay, so I'm buying this above the high, and you can put the stop below this candle, which is 2.6%, or you can put it below that big candle right here, and that's 3.10, 3.15%. And then where would be your first, for example, a little bit taking some money off the table, 10%. Okay, that's 3 to 1, 3-ish x to 1 risk entry. I mean, 2%, 3% to get in on a stock that's potentially the strongest stock in the market right now. That is a low risk entry. That is exactly what you should be hunting for a low risk entry. So you get your stop here or here. Let's just do the bigger stop, right? And you have 1, 2, 3 R to the previous high. Um, I I mean, I would take this every day when it sets up. It's just such a classic low risk entry setup. But there's a lot that goes into it. This was an inside day, and I didn't buy it because it was inside day. I bought it because of everything else that I've been talking about for the last 15 minutes. A lot of new traders just think because it's inside day, it's buyable. No, inside day is the last piece of all of this. And this is why I left it until the last point to mention. The inside day just give you a way to get in on a low risk entry, but everything else need to unfold and be in that puzzle that you're trying to put together. And then just the last piece is what's left. And that was the inside day. This did not have to be an inside day for it to be a good setup. It's on support, it's the volume, it's the RS, it's the change of character, it's the up volume, highest up volume in a year, it's the unbound, it's the new high before price on volume and on RS. It's all of it, right? So how would this kind of unfold here as we go? The market is weak. You're already seeing the selling coming into the stock right here, here. So there are signs that sellers are out there trying to knock it back down, and very possibly it could be. And this comes to the last element here. You have to know what you are gonna needing to see to figure out what you're doing with the stock. Here's what I would like to see as this evolves here. I would like this to hold. That's the first thing, right? I don't want it to rip. I don't want to do anything. I just want it to hold. And the best thing that this can do is just kind of, if the market still weak the next couple of days, just pull in gently, 1, 2, hold up in this area, and then come out. if the market strengthen. So make that little pullback and then head back up. Let's draw this a little bit here. Okay, let me see if I can draw that to you. I wanted to do that. Okay, and potentially the market gets strong and then this moves out like that, potentially. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking for. I know this was a little bit long just to analyze one stock, but that's really what it takes. It's not about going through 3,000 stocks and having a watch list with, 50, 60 stocks that you're trying to figure out where to buy. It's being patient, being disciplined, trying to see and and understand what you're looking for and taking advantage of low risk entries when they unfold. Hopefully that helps. There's a lot of details here. A lot has been said. So go back, watch this, a couple times to get some of these concepts kind of register in your brain if you're trying to learn this and get better at it. All right, I think that's it. Thank you for watching, and if you have any comments, leave them in the comment section below. Thanks.